Beautiful day for some hill repeats, huh? Stick around, I'll tell you why this is so important for ultramarathon training. Hey guys, we're here at Saltzman Road. This is an iconic landmark here in Forest Park in Portland, Oregon. It's a fire road that goes uphill for probably 2.5 miles. It's a great place to do uphill intervals, and that's the subject of today's video, why I do the vast majority of my intervals uphill. Let's get started. One of the biggest unlocks for me, one of the biggest light bulb moments in my career was when I got connected with my coach, Jason Koop, who taught me the value of doing intervals going uphill. I've probably done between 80 and 90% of all my intervals, of all my intensity going uphill, and often as hill repeat intervals. It might seem really hard, it might seem a little bit redundant, but trust me, there's a lot of good reasons why you should implement this into your own ultramarathon training. Okay, reason number one why I do so much of my intensity and my intervals going uphill, because it makes me a better climber. So if you look at the vast majority of ultramarathon courses, you'll find that roughly equal numbers of miles are spent climbing versus descending over the course of most races. But when you think about it, the vast majority of the duration of the race is spent going uphill. Why is that? Because obviously, typically, we're moving a lot slower when we're going uphill than when we're charging down the mountain. Therefore, the better that we can be during the vast majority of the race, which again is spent going uphill, the faster we're gonna be as runners and the quicker we're gonna make it to the finish line. Okay, reason number two why I do so many hill repeats, because it makes me fitter. We all know intuitively how difficult it is to run hard uphill. We learned that when we were little kids, but there's so much value in it. As ultramarathon runners, fitness is key to our success as athletes. This is obvious. But when we run uphill, what's happening is that we're giving our body a bigger aerobic stress. And when we elicit a bigger aerobic stress, we then force bigger adaptation to that stress. So to wrap it all up, the second reason you should be doing more hill repeats is because it creates a bigger aerobic stress. And the bigger the aerobic stress equals the bigger adaptation equals the fitter you become as a trail runner. So the third and final reason why it's so important to do uphill intervals is because it significantly reduces our chance of injury. In fact, I think it's the biggest reason why over the course of my more than a decade of being a professional runner, I have suffered exactly 0 overuse injuries because I do so much of my intensity going uphill. So it's very common sense, but when we do intervals on flat or downhill terrain, significantly more impact forces are created when our feet hit the ground. But when we do these intervals going uphill, we have that huge aerobic response in our body with far less impact forces. It's a little bit easier on our bones and on our joints while we're still getting a huge aerobic response and our muscles are still working super hard. So that's the third reason, maybe the most important reason why I do so much intensity going uphill is just to simply avoid injury. Another one in the bank. Let's go! All right, guys, that's a wrap. We're back here at the truck after another great workout. I really encourage you to try these in your own training. Make sure you subscribe to the Pillars app if you need a little bit more guidance. We have lots of great training plans and how-to training content over there. Also, make sure you smash that subscribe button here on our Pillars YouTube channel. Like this video, and we'll keep making them as much as we can.